Hello and welcome to Cutscene Conversations, Season 2, Episode 5. Scene.
Oh, are we done now?
No, we're just done with that.
I'm glad we're done with the intro. So,
hey, that's out there for the world to see. You're welcome, world.
So first, like he said, saying.
I like that.
Season 2, Episode 5. We want to reach out and thank Brent and John for coming out to the show and doing a couple interviews with us, or how our producer says it was the Tim and John show. Also, Jesse and Brent was there.
Look, let's just call it what it is. When I knew two Hickmans were going to be together talking, I even warned him. I was like, look, we're going to get like 15, 20% max.
Oh, I thought you were going to say words.
I mean, that's about what it was.
Right.
But for real, though, John, Brent, thank y'all so much for your willingness to come on and share.
Oof. I can't stop making that joke.
Dude, I've told that joke like 7 times now.
So many times.
It's so good.
Every time I say oof, I think of the joke.
Thanks,
John. Thanks, John. That was awesome.
Right.
Also, I really hope you're watching because, as we could tell, hadn't seen anything else of ours.
Well, since then, Brent has watched every single one, or listened to every single one of them.
Really?
Yeah.
What does he think?
He liked it.
I'd say that too if I was the host.
Oh, calm down. Calm down.
I drank all my coffee.
Good. I still have water. No, he texted me when he finished. I think it was episode 5 of last season when I was talking about why I play video games, and it's because of him. And part of playing World of Warcraft was staying connected specifically with him. And he's like, "Man, you almost pulled a tear from me."
Oh.
Which is saying a lot.
That is saying a lot. Yeah.
So, Brent, I love you. Thank you. You're awesome.
Yeah. So, we're going to go ahead and get started with our Season 2 tradition now of Would You Rather.
You want to try and say it together? Would you rather?
Oh, not if you do it like that.
Okay. I'll follow you.
All right. Would you rather?
Nice. That was nice. That felt good.
So, I'm going to start us off.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Would you rather go back into the past and meet your ancestors? And we're talking like minimum at least 3 generations back.
Okay.
So nobody you would have met alive.
Okay.
Or go into the future and meet your great-great-grandchildren.
Part of me wants to say both, right? I could see,
but this is
would you
rather?
Hear me out. So you can see where I'm going mentally. I think going to see the ancestors would be cool. It would be humbling. It would say, "Here are roots." But I think you would gain more as a person going into the future. You could be like, "All right, there's this, there's that. Look, there's this, there's that." Right, and if the technology exists, it can exist now.
Right. Well, I mean, under the theory of time machines, like it can't go back further than a time it was able to exist.
Yes, the time machine road. Yeah.
Right. So
yeah, I would definitely pick future. Yeah.
All right. So I understand your logic. I also would so for me, I'd also go in the future, but it wouldn't be so much to be amazed, right? It would be like, okay, what's good in my family's life? What's bad? And what's directly related to the choices I made? And is there anything I can do to make it better?
That's good. And
by the way, that is 100% the Biff mentality from Back to the Future. Oh my gosh.
Did you see that? I believe there's a trailer for the 4th movie.
I didn't.
Yeah. I believe it's out. I don't know if it was real or not, but it was legit. Anyways, yeah. So we're both future. That was good. That was a good one. All right, here you go. This is similar.
Okay.
Would you rather have the ability to see 10 minutes into the future?
Ooh.
Or 150 years into the future?
10 minutes every time. 10 minutes. Have you ever seen the movie Next? Nicolas Cage. Come on.
Yeah. And the whole movie starts back over.
Right. Like forever, he can only see 2.5 minutes. Mm-hmm. And how did he make a living?
It's been a long time.
You don't remember?
I don't remember, no.
Vegas.
Oh, he gambled.
He knew what hands to play. He knew what hands to fold, and he always walked out at the minimum before being thrown.
That's because he lived being beat up over and over again and had to have the memory of it. He's like, "Oh, I made this mistake, and they got me."
But he also, when he went all Nick Cage on him, dude was shooting at him, and he lived he saw every shot where it hit, and he just walked in a path that didn't get hit.
That's true.
No. Yeah, 100%, 10 minutes.
I don't know. Because it doesn't say you could change what you see.
Right, but if you live seeing 10 minutes in the future, right, you know the immediate results of your actions. Whereas 150 years from now, what if 150 years from now, what if you can see it and there's nothing?
Yeah.
There's a dust cloud, barren world. You don't know when that's going to happen. You just know it's happened.
I don't know. I guess the premise for me was if I seen 10 minutes and couldn't change it, I'd pick the 150. But you're right. I think if you could make immediate choices that would change what you've seen in the 10 minutes, the 10 minutes makes sense. Unless you keep seeing yourself dying over and over again. Oh, that would be bad. Like you see 10 minutes in the future, and all of a sudden I can see 9 minutes in the future, then 8 minutes, and then 7. And then you're like,
buckle up! I'm putting my back to a wall. Right. We're done.
The wall's going to be the one that takes you down.
How did he die? Well, structural integrity of this building. That was a good one.
It was a comment.
That was good.
Yeah.
Now we get to do this really cool thing I like to do, but you get to do it.
We're throwing it.
We have a reporter in the field.
All right, folks. We're going to throw it to Mike out in the field, and I believe he has a sports report for us tonight. Mike, what you got?
In sports, it seems like the 901 boys basketball team had a great season with a 8-2 record ending. Oh, wait. That's backwards. They lost. Oh, they only won 2. Ooh.
Thanks, Mike. And ow. Okay, we need to vet some of those reports before they come back.
That was. I don't want to talk about it.
No, I don't either. But there's always next season.
There is next season. Maybe.
Good job.
Maybe.
Okay. Well,
I don't know. What are we talking about now?
I'm not sure.
I don't want to just cry.
Yeah. Anyways, how was your week?
Man, my week's been good. Exhausting, but not in an unhealthy way. Exhausting because work is picking up, and I'm able to answer questions to issues that we've had, and it just feels good to get stuff accomplished and be like, look, I could see the progress.
That's awesome.
Because now that the progress is made, I could see how this specific project will end my contribution of it. I can see it ending. That doesn't mean I'm anywhere near it, but we're getting there. So It's been a good week. Had some discipleship that I've started and really enjoying that. The push of that. I think it's a good word, push.
Yeah.
Long time tried to do it all on our own. Accountability, right? I think that's what's missing in a lot of our Christian culture is accountability. We like to do it on our own, and for a long time, I did it. Like that was me. I lived that life. Like let's just do this thing by myself.
I remember Jesse as an island,
right?
And Jesse as an island is nobody I talk to about Christianity,
right? Yeah, because he has his opinions, but that doesn't gain anybody anything.
No.
So now it's like the more I've learned, the more I realize. I don't know. Right. The more I've learned, it's like God opens a window. It's like, oh, here, you're new. You can see this much, and you learn this much, and you're like, I know everything. And then God's like, oh, okay. And you're like, oh.
I knew nothing.
But then you learn that, and then it's like, oh, you think you know stuff, and then let me take the wall out, and you're like,
you have the truth, and then you have the revealed truth.
Right.
Right. So
that's where I'm at right now.
That's awesome.
It's a humbling experience, but it's good. It's good. What about you? What you got going?
Well, since we talked last, we got work, which, if you don't know, I write policies and review risks for a hospital. So it's enthralling. It's enthralling.
What?
Like, have you ever watched the old Robin Hood, like the fox?
Mm-hmm.
And you know how is it in Robin Hood? It might be in Jungle Book. The snake with the eyes.
I believe that's Jungle Book.
Jungle Book. That's how I feel my computer looks at me when I'm doing the policies. It's just like I've fallen into this trap of just
It's
robotic
like it's
work.
got you. That's
Yeah.
like that's legit been my day for 2 days. I've been in Excel nightmare.
Yeah.
VLOOKUP moving.
Oh, there you go.
So a lot of I don't have all the information I need, but I have it situated on. I have an Excel with 16 tabs.
Yeah.
So I'm having to manage it and pull it from this one. So I'm prepping it to pull from this one, then I'm prepping it to pull from this one, and then I have the initial data here.
So are you writing in Visual Basic, or are you just using VLOOKUP?
I'm just using VLOOKUP.
All right. Just a small suggestion. There are things, you know what a macro is, right? Visual Basic works in the world of macros.
Okay.
You can literally have it parse all 16 and pull the info you needed based on the cell location, on the subject line, on what it contains.
Let me ask you this, though. Would that macro continue to work if I updated the information on this column? Would it continue to update?
You could make it.
Okay. See, because that's what my goal is to have tab 1 have all the base information, and then everything else will say, so there are parts on here, and then I have kits, and then I have bill of materials, and the kits feed into the bill of materials. So essentially
Do the parts build into the kits?
yes.
Okay.
So parts build into the kits, and then kits come together to build the bill of materials.
Yeah.
So you'll have a P&L panel part here.
Yeah.
So that's what it's doing. But I want to leave the first cell available to change and update as it changes and updates, because it's going to keep moving up and down as price changes.
So there's a couple ways you can do it. You can do living updates like you're talking about, or you could do this thing where you can put it somewhere on a tab for you, and it's like I literally have one just called button, and it's a pressable button that runs it again and checks for changes.
All I pictured when you said pressable button is when you select it, like a button like pops out of your screen. Boop.
No, so it's just it's literally a clickable button inside the Excel doc.
Okay.
That it rechecks, re-verifies, and I can have it set to highlight any changes. So like if you input changes,
You use smart sheets?
no.
I don't like smart sheets, but do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. I've done a vendor risk assessment on Smartsheets.
Either way. So yeah.
So anyway, I've been training on a couple new tools and doing some stuff there. Outside of work, I've been working out. I've been starting to feel the results, maybe not see them as much.
I see them.
Well, and that's what everybody keeps telling me, and that's great. That's awesome. I have a weird look at the way I look at myself. Like I'm still not as small as I have been in my adult life, which is how I picture where I need to be. But even then, that's not a healthy perspective.
So I stumbled across a picture of you
Oh, geez.
when you worked at Walmart.
Literally stumbled.
Literally. It was when you worked at Walmart, and I was like, and I'm going to say this.
Baby face.
No,
man.
baby-faced and like round.
Oh, yeah.
Round. Now your face is leaner. You see it more in your face than I see it anywhere else. Your face is leaner.
So that's cool, because that's the first place I like. Everybody else says they start seeing it is they're like, oh, you don't have circle face anymore, and that's cool. That's great. I'm great with that. I'm starting to see it in my weight training, and the ease that some stuff does, or like today, outside of church, Gene Nolan walked up to me. And he has this tendency to start like testing me to see if I could ready to take him or whatever. So just a little light sparring and stuff. And like he came at me and I wrapped him. And when I wrapped him, he didn't break free. And I was like, oh no, I got him.
You're like, winning.
Yeah. And then somebody was like, there's a Subaru. And I was like, I'm going to throw Gene into the Subaru. But you know, it's stuff like that. It's being around the house. Like today, I was stretching before I work out, and when I did like shoulder width feet apart, and I bent down and I like touched the ground. And I went, oh, hello, that's new. Like I can reach this. This is fun.
Nice. When's the last? Do you know when the last time that was a thing?
Don't know the last time I tried it.
Okay.
That's one thing.
Well, I mean, I can't touch the ground. And I'm 190 pounds and I can't touch the ground. So what's my excuse? Poor ligaments. Or whatever the word is. I don't know.
Right.
Correct me online with whatever is preventing me from touching the ground.
Oh, that's right. Hey, we got to do the social media stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of social media stuff, we have a very short interview with our social media manager.
Yeah, coming up.
Yep. And by short, I mean like we'll throw to it in a future episode.
When? Who knows?
Right.
If we don't forget about it.
If not, welcome to B-roll.
Did you hear that?
No.
Okay, me neither.
Okay. So we didn't have anything to talk about this week.
Yeah.
Which is one of the great things, right? To sit here and be able to not talk.
None of this is planned.
So one thing that has been in my life more consistently is helping others with marriages.
Okay. I was about to say where you're going. You said helping others. I was like, that's not new. And then you were like, with marriages. Okay, that's kind of new.
It is new in the aspect that like, so I lead a small group or what we call real groups in a marriage class, and I've always thought it more like a peer led learning.
Right. Yeah. Hey, come with me as I figure this out, and you figure it out with me, and we'll figure it out together.
Recently, I've been put in a position of more of a teacher, like not a teacher. Hold on, like a guide. So not so much we're doing this together, but hey, my wife and I are going to lead you through this path. Not you're going on a journey with us, but more of
sounds specific. This is what it is. It's less of, hey guys, let's talk about general marriage stuff versus, hey guys, we're going to focus in and we're going to say, let's dig into this.
Right.
That's what it sounds like.
So I've prayed a lot about it. I even went through a little bit of fasting from a few things to try to find clarity on what I'm supposed to be doing. And it hit me today while talking to someone that my frustration in it is the Tim side trying to stand in the way of the God side.
Right.
When talking with this person, I came to realize that okay, this is not where I envisioned myself. Right?
Explain. What do you mean you don't envision yourself?
Okay, so I've never thought of myself as being...
Okay. As the person to teach you marriage specifically.
Right. Because up until a couple years ago, I thought I was fumbling through it. Like
thought?
Yeah.
I mean, we both had to learn the hard way.
Right. Like,
and again, throw back to our wives. Thank you for putting up with us in the young years. It was rough, I know.
But to be in a position to be someone that is looked at as a teacher for marriage, like it not only like puts this this frame around my marriage going, holy crap, other people are looking at this. Right? But it also makes me go, you need to make sure you're doing it right. Like
when you say you say yourself?
Yeah, myself.
Okay.
I as a husband.
I got you.
I as a husband, I as a father.
I see what you're saying, because now that you've been given the responsibility, you've accepted the responsibility. Now you're like, okay,
and it's
before I take the splinter out of my brother's eye,
I got to get the
Let me make sure I've got everything out of my own eye.
And I noticed, so I got frustrated at something, and I didn't lash. I just stopped the planned program to address issues immediately. But then I sat for like 2 hours with my wife after everything, and like I had to have a calm down because like I was upset.
Yeah.
But I'm realizing, talking here and then talking to this other person who is accountability partner who is there as listening for me and sharing back and forth, that the frustration is not at them. The frustration is at me. The frustration is that
it's not the frustration at them or you. It's the frustration of your expectations of what you
Yes.
think should be happening.
right. Well,
I get that.
the frustrations of, well, I don't feel worthy enough to teach. It's not on that. It's not that.
Okay.
That's not supposed to exist. If you've been given the authority, you will
Right.
then be equipped.
Right. And if you've been given authority, that's because there's already trust there.
Right. And then, the frustration of people acting a certain way should almost be accepted because no one wants to be told they're doing wrong.
Oh, nobody.
And no one is going to easily accept that they are wrong in a certain scenario unless they have the heart open and they're expecting something to be corrected. And I think that's like my perspective on it is fluid right now.
Right.
And it's shifting to I believe the right perspective. So, we didn't know what we were going to talk about.
No.
This has just been bugging me for a couple days.
Right. Well, and I'm sitting here thinking about what you're talking about in our conversation. And, right, we talk about expectations and
Yep.
our fears of what people are going to say. And it's funny because, right, you said people don't want to hear negative things, but we tell ourselves non-negative things that aren't even true.
Right.
But when a truth comes up and it's like, hey, this is true, here's some facts, here's some guide, it hurts,
Yeah.
but that brings healing. Whereas the
Right.
other 9 just hurts and it's just garbage and it lingers if you don't deal with that as well.
And I think part of me was like, we set a precedent. Is that the way you say it?
Yeah, that was
Okay.
precedent. Not
Precedent
yeah.
around the meetings that they knew and we knew that there were issues and that the entire reason we started was to build better. Literally the group chat is build better.
So when you say you'll set a precedent, you're saying before
Yes.
week 0.
Yep,
It was
week 0.
Hey, here's what we're going to address.
Character building session, week 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this then. Is it we're focusing on this one thing until we get this one thing fixed, or are we doing, hey, we're looking at this, okay, we're making progress, we're going to add this, and then we're making progress and we're going to add this, and then it's like,
So
and then,
it was a confrontation of issues, like there are issues, like admitting there are issues, and then going, we're here with you. Let's figure it out.
let's talk about it. Let's be real.
Yeah, and I guess, and I know that my expectation in that is how I handle it, which is if we agree on terms, then 100% you get those terms.
Right.
Whereas other people, and not accusing anyone, I've been this way multiple times. I used to be this way all the time. When they hear something negative, they immediately get defensive.
I struggle with that still.
Yeah.
It's easy, and there's a safety in defense because I know how I'm going to feel when I'm in that spot because I've experienced, so I know it.
Right.
I'm good. I don't need to. I've got all my walls immediately put up. Boom, 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 and I'm going to hide behind this. So,
Well, thank you, Jesse, for talking me through a lot of this.
Right, and thanks
thank you for my accountability partner out there. You know who you are. Helping me realize, like, you don't understand. Like, this is a realization that has taken place in the last 3 hours.
oh,
Like,
well, congratulations.
yeah. So, and it helps with the plan I have going forward. So,
Right. Just remember this, and this is what I'm learning currently. Obedience is greater than sacrifice. Abiding in Christ is greater than you serving this other family.
Right.
So before you can help them abide in Christ, start there.
I think I know what book you're reading.
Yeah, it's a fantastic book.
Pretty sure it's the book I gave you to read.
I'm pretty sure it's the book you gave me to read. I've read it 3 times or 2 times. I'm on the 3rd time right now.
There you go.
So,
Well, so here we go. I'm going to do this. So you love doing intros.
Yep.
I love doing outros. For Cutscene Conversations,
I'm Jesse.
I'm Tim. We'll see you next time.